and we'll be, you know, evolving that. But it's very simple. And I'm gonna play it for you guys so you can hear it as well after we walk through it. So Jacob will be walking through. We're gonna walk through together. We're gonna role play it, and I want you guys to hear how he does it, which is very monotone. But then, you know, you can obviously put your personality. That's important to connect with them.
Is that on Expect as well, or is it just
I'm not sure if it's up. I know it's in our test group, but I'm not sure if it's up there. So I'm not sure until once they go through everything that they're going to post them up. I know they will be. So I have the audio and I have and I'm going to get that out to you guys. So I wanted to walk through just your objectives in the third day of training or day 2. Again, it's the same day, whether you're running 2-day or 3-day. The only change is day 1 and 2 are combined. The last day is the last day, and that's what we're gonna start with that portion. So one of the most important, so if you guys look up here as we walk through, and we'll go through, he starts off with fast start prizes right in the morning, the beginning of the day. I actually have that a little bit adjusted because of how we do it, how Ben does it with PR collection. We don't offer 1% anymore. We don't pay for PRs. So it's about getting double credit for your fast start prizes. So if someone's not utilizing that, then it's not really that exciting. But we usually do the fast start talk right before the PR program. So you tell them about fast start, so they're excited. Then you tell them about PRs. Let me show you how easy it is to get people excited. And then the levels have to do with their fast start contest. So this will be written. So this is Drew's right now outline that I put it up here because I didn't have this written out, but it has all the time. So it'll just be shifted to later. So we'll start off the morning with contracts, phone jam, then explaining the contracts. And I'm gonna walk through, we're gonna walk through just important things that we need to hit on. Sample kits, sample rules, very important. We'll walk through then PDI, sheets, PDI rules, depending on what you're doing. Now we're gonna have AVA incorporated into, so a lot of the stuff's gonna be all through AVA. And that's something that we need to get on. Tomorrow, Eric will be speaking on AVA. We're gonna walk through the videos, but we all need to get on AVA, including myself, going into the new year. And that's gonna be a huge help in a lot of this. And even with day 1, putting together a great names list and then working on it, AVA makes that so much easier too, with them being able to download and use their phones. Then you have Blue Book walkthrough, then drop down process, then gifts and accessories, then the PR program, virtual demo, recommendations, order writing, first weekend specials, demo walkthrough, and then wrap up and meeting with, you know, if you're doing team captains or just splitting them up and getting them ready to go out. So this is the general outline. And again, this is going to change a little bit. So I just have that so we can just kind of walk through certain focuses. But I wanted to go through the PR. I think about in day 3, there's a lot that you do in day 3 to create expectations, you know, and really how they're going out there. But some of the biggest functions are your PR collection. I want to make sure I have a killer PR collection. And then with your drop down and order writing, there's a lot of sales that are created in that process when done properly. So those, to me, are probably 2 of the most important sections. And then obviously with everything, if you're doing it the right way, there's a lot that you're creating in sales or expectation or calling in or whatever's happening. A lot of it's done through how these conversations are had, where some managers can just kind of ignore it. So we're going to walk through. But I'm going to hand off to Jacob right now to walk us through just PR program. And I had asked him to do this. I remember looking at numbers when we were at SLC, and I was just meeting the managers and someone that really, if PRs weren't there, I don't even know where the heck, what business you had. And by the way, that's true for a lot of the top people. We can say that. Like my biggest year, everyone's like, oh, like if we didn't have PRs, we'd have been screwed. You know, like this past summer, you heard, those who were here earlier were talking about it, but this past summer, we did, I don't know, 800, 850 in the summer. About 600 and change, like right over 600, 617 was from summer recruits. And out of that, 6 something and change, over 550,000 of it was PRs. Meaning if we had no PRs, we would have had like 60K in new sales for the summer outside of our spring recruits or year-round workers. Just freaking insane what this does, you know, for your organization and how this impacts your business. So I'm gonna hand it off. So you can give us a good tier, and then we're gonna role play through this with the collection aspect. So, do you want to sit, or Mr. Jacob? Yeah. All right.
All right. Well, guys, first off, before I really dive into this, I really just want to tell y'all why I love PRs. And the main reason isn't just because of the CPO or the sales. It's really just the culture that it creates in your office, you know. Stand up if you're a PR in this room. Okay, cool. So, yeah, about half the room. All right, cool. And it's just so much funner to work with friends of friends. And I think about, like, what attracted me to Vector, you know, what kept me around long term. And it was always the friends and the people I was working with. And PRs, especially the traditional program, this is really where we create that fun environment that our reps love so much. And that's how, you know, I love, I forgot who it was. It was a talk at SLC where I want to say it was Bruce Goodman. It said, culture eats strategy for breakfast, you know, and that's, having a PR culture in your office is really what takes to the next level. Now, why you should love PRs is because, well, I just went through the numbers on, so I took our top 4 branch managers for our division from last summer that all hit the trip. And Caitlin, she did $226,000 in sales, 121,000 of which was PRs. She launched 60 total recruits, 36 of which was PRs. So literally she was number 5 in the nation. If it weren't for PR, she would not be in the top 20 in the nation and would not have hit the trip. But because of her PRs, she almost hit the trip times 2. Now, Ashley, 163,000, Ashley Galloway, total for the summer. 117,000 of which was PR business, launched 72 total reps, 50 of which were PRs. Josh Williamson, $145,000 in total business, 86,000 of which was PR, launched 77 reps total, 53 of which were PRs. And then my personal favorite, Andres, and it's funny because oh, he's not in here, so I can't pick on him. But Andres, $179,000 in sales for the summer, 140,000 of which were PRs. So Andres literally would have sold 29 grand, 39 grand without PRs. 40 launching 43 PRs, and just to kind of give y'all an idea, you know, as far as the business goes, one of the biggest things I found as I progressed as a district manager is that being a good district manager is no different than being a good sales rep. It's the same freaking job. We get names, we call them, and then we do a demo. The only difference is the demo is training and interview. That's it. So, you know, when I look at it as a rep, we all know what are the 3 areas of your business that you have to have memorized as a rep. Closing, recommendations, and phone approach, right? And it's really no different as a manager. You should have memorized your interview, how you collect names in both the interview and training, and your PR approach. And I guarantee you, if you just memorize those 3 to the T, everything else in your office would probably work itself out, cut themselves itself. So just as a general rule of thumb, one of the things I look at is, you know, if y'all just want to know, like, how do I hit Istanbul? How do I hit Turkey? You know, like, I really want to travel outside of the country. Every single manager in the region as a branch that hit Istanbul, they launched a total of 35 plus PRs. And every single one of them had over 1,000 PRs scheduled for interviews for the entire summer. District managers, it was 1,200 PRs scheduled. I think the launch was 50 for the ones that hit the trip. Now, when you look at that, so like, I know it sounds like a lot, right? 1,000 PRs scheduled. It sounds like this big, scary number. But when you really break it down, it's crazy. But for every 1,000 people you have scheduled, you need about, for every single person that you're going to schedule for an interview, you need about 10 leads to call. So that means, like, on average, Caitlin, she booked 1,200 PRs for the summer. She probably collected somewhere in the ballpark of 12,000 PR names. total for the summer. So name collections, like this is where it's at. This is where you're generating the leads that fuel your business. So if I would, like, if you don't take anything from this talk, I would take the approach we're about to go over. I'm going to memorize it as if I was back in training day 1, page 8 and 9. Because this is where you get the leads that fuel your business going forward. Does that make sense? Who's ready to dive in? All right, so everyone, I'm just going to try to go over it first, or
You guys,
have
I
them
put it
pull
up on
your Facebook.
on Facebook. Yeah, I just put it up when we were in the break, so you guys could pull it up, so you'd have it on there or download it.
So we're all about saving trees here in the Gulf Coast Kingdom. So
Mhm.
pull it up on the system.
It's
On
two.
two capital
Oh,
N
really?
million.
Two capital N.
Let me- I'm gonna play it real
Let me
quick.
show you how much easier it is to get recommendations when you offer some incentive to the customer. Now, go ahead and get out a clean sheet of paper. Most of you will need probably 2 or 3 sheets of paper. Just absolutely nothing else written on it. And go ahead and write your name at the top. If you're in school, write where you're in school. And also write your cell phone number. So your name, if you're in school, where you're in school, and also your cell phone number. And I know a number of you throughout training have been asking me, hey Ben, yeah, is it possible if I recommend some more people to the position? Hey, I've got a few friends who are looking for a job. Are y'all still interviewing? And my question is, why didn't more of you ask me that? Well, I didn't really give you any incentive, right? Now, has anybody ever gotten like a free month's gym membership for recommending somebody? Or maybe a free month's apartment complex rent because you recommended somebody to that apartment complex? Oh yeah, you've gotten that? Was it a gym membership or what was it? Okay, cool. Okay. Well, what if I said, hey, the person who writes down the most names and numbers of the position, I was going to give a brand new Mercedes today. Write down a lot of people, right? Well, I am not going to do that. But what I am going to do is I'm going to hook you guys up a little bit. You see, I used to pay a lot of money for advertising for the position through things such as like Monster Online or different advertising sources online. And I realized I got really sick of paying those advertising sources, and I figured I'd just much rather hook up my people. So one of the reasons we have so many people that already know people on our team, like who already has a friend on the team? Raise your hand if you already have a friend on the team. Okay, cool. One of the reasons that we have so many people already have friends on our team is because everybody likes to recommend their friends because they know, number one, how great of an opportunity it is, but also, more importantly, they want to work with the people they know. It's a lot more fun for like team meetings and payoff events or your restaurants and sporting events, things like that we have. People really enjoy doing those things already with their friends. Now, in a second, I'm gonna allow you to recommend some people. Don't start writing yet because this is gonna be a contest. And I'll go ahead and tell you, I cannot promise everyone the position, but what I will do is I'll promise them an interview just based on your recommendation. Now, I'll tell you, when I started, I had 2 friends that recommended me to the position. And then I actually, in training, recommended over 100 people to the position. 10 of them got the job, and I had a chance to work with them, which is pretty cool. We worked on the same team that summer. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow you to recommend as many people as you want. Now, this is how it works. The ones that do get the position, you're going to get a $500 credit towards your Fast Start contest. Is that pretty cool? Okay. So let's say you recommended 100, 5 of them got the position. that'd be an extra $2,500 credit towards your Fast Start contest. So let's say you sold 7,500. Well, that $2,500 credit would put you over the 10K. You'd be going on the limo night out with us. You'd be going on the VIP night. Okay, here's the ticker. I am lying to you. I'm actually lying to you for the better, though. I'm not going to give you a $500 credit. I'm actually going to give you a $1,000 credit towards your Fast Start contest. Is that cool? Okay. So what that means is, let's say we got the position, instead of a $2,500 credit, it'd be a $5,000 credit. So guys, I'm hooking you up here. I want you to maximize your Fast Start prizes. Guys, it's a contest. Do not start writing yet. Johnny, stop writing. Okay. All right, I'm going to hook you guys up a little bit with this on the spot now that you know that contest. Since this is going to be timed, I want you to go as quick as you can. And all you need to do is just put the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the side, name, and then their phone number, okay? Here's the deal. You'll see the contest up on the board. We want to build a team with our best people. So once you get to 50, I'm going to hook you up with 1 day of double credit, okay? So you're going to get, what that means is you have let's say a $500 day today. That would actually count as a $1,000 day towards your Fast Start. Now a $1,000 day counts as 2K towards your Fast Start. Whichever day this weekend is bigger will actually be doubled, okay? So if it's a $1,200 day, it will count towards $2,400 towards your Fast Start. All right, once you get to 100, you'll get 2 days of double credit. So between Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, whichever 2 days are bigger, that'll be doubled. So let's say you have 2 grand days. John, let's say you have 2 grand days. You're at 2,000 right there. That would actually count $4,000 toward your Fast Start prizes, okay? So, the goal here, guys, is to win as much stuff as your Fast Start as possible. I told you I was going to hook you up with that. And here's what we'll do. The top person over 150, I'm going to do the top person over 150. We'll get a fisherman's solution today. So we'll do a fisherman's solution. I've got it right here on the spot in the plastic. You guys will get that today. Be able to take that on your appointments. And then everybody else over 150 will get a peeler on the spot today. So that way they can actually take it and guarantee themselves 20 recs on their very first appointment today. All right, guys, like I said, this is a contest. There's absolutely no talking. Ready, set. All you need is name, phone number, and then number them off to the side. Ready, set, go. Go as quick as you can. Go.
All right. So what y'all notice? What were some good takeaways I got? Made them wait. Okay. Builds up anticipation, right? He had a lot of energy.
Oh.
I was like, what?
That's a lot of energy. I don't know
Yeah. Made it competitive.
And he's one of the best.
So this is something I've always wondered. Like this summer, I never did this, but it was because I don't understand why we make them write down and then put up the app. Like, why can't we just tell them to download the app first, and then they build it up and everything, then tell them to do the app? Why do you have them write it down first?
What I found, just like for me, every time I've done it with and without the app, once they start writing, like first thing, they're all gonna want to write, and some people can't do the app, some people can. So that way, everyone's writing in unison. And then what I kind of do is what he does is where I just take my top person. I'm like, hey, you want to do it? You want me to make this easier? I say, do you want to cheat? I'm like, yeah. And then it gets everyone more excited to do the app. And like, since they're seeing people writing, they're more likely to put more into the app. Because everyone's like writing.
There's a couple things with that. Yeah, psychologically, like instead of them feeling like you're having them take out this thing and like taking all the people from their phone, it's a privilege of like, oh, I don't have to write it and I can submit more people. So I kind of am ahead of the circle psychologically. The other thing is sometimes there are glitches in it, and what we found is that when it doesn't work, some of those top people will be like, "Oh, forget it," they just don't do anything, and then you lose that.
Cause I was like, cause I remember when I like did the app, and I was like, why did they make me tear out this paper if I'm just gonna put it on the.
And what I used to do too, that works well for me, is I'll literally go, "Hey, do you want to cheat? Hey, come see real quick," and I'll like download the app for them. I'm like, put in your password, and I'm like, all right, and I'll scroll through it for them, and I'm like, hey, so just go ahead and take out anyone that's like Papa John's or your grandmother, and like literally, I'll kind of like scroll it for them, and then that way they take less people out.
Yeah, that's
Because I'm in more control.
Yeah, I didn't really make them a part of the room, and they would just go through it on Best of Live with me.
Yeah.
I just thought it was as well.
One thing I found.
Yeah, what a lot of the top guys have been doing, a lot of the managers that I've spoken to, is we are doing just what he just did, and then at the end, like this is 40 seconds, then I'll show them I might do it one-on-one, or I'll just do it in a group. It's gonna play.
It's looking at there.
So to remind you guys, if you have a smartphone, you want to cheat instead of handwrite, update your Facebook first, your contacts, so that way you have the most of them there. That won't let you after. Download, it's free, personal recruit, and then put your rep number and your air code, and it'll all pop up, so you don't have to write it down. You can star the top people, and then when you're done uploading them, you want to show me your phone, so it'll say you successfully uploaded 122 contacts. You successfully uploaded 358 contacts, or whatever it is. Okay, so you guys can do that, and then give that to me. Yeah. And then they do that, and then the ones who don't, they don't feel bad that they can't, or they don't give up. They just keep writing, and those guys are just extra. Back to you.
So, I just, for me personally, I like being in kind of control.
Yeah, same.
So I like
That's why I had to come up to the room.
yeah.
Okay, so just press left off.
Yeah, right. And then as soon as they get it, the big thing is to be like, oh, how many get 156? Who's got that beat? Kind of yelling it out. Any other takeaways, guys? I love how he said you stop writing. You want to catch that? Like it's first like no one write, and then like you just find someone in the front row who's like sometimes
Yeah, every time.
and you're like no, stop writing. And then everyone's like wanting to write more psychologically. Cool. Well, let's role play it.
Yeah.
So everyone grab a partner.
Yeah, we're all gonna stand up and grab a partner and role play this through like 2 times through each. Yes, you can. You can definitely put energy in it. But I want you to read right off the script for your personality, but let's read right off of that. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to be.
So everyone stand up, grab a partner. Who doesn't have a partner? Raise your hand if you don't have a partner yet. All right. Who doesn't have a partner?
Boom.
And choose. What do we have here?
Partners.
Cervantes needs a partner. Raise your hand. Who doesn't have a partner? MBR, can you go with Taylor? Cool. Cervantes, who's your partner?
Do you want us all to be in here, Kathy?
Yeah, they're running an interview out
Olivia,
there, so
who's your
yes.
partner? I couldn't see it.
You can role play with someone. Does someone else need a partner?
Everyone out.
Cervantes, here, partner.
I know, I'm sorry. I was like.
That's your partner.
Person with the earliest month with smallest birthday month number. Yeah. 6. Hey, whatever. Birthday month. It doesn't matter. I'll go first.
Go.
Okay. So
for it.
okay, now, do you want me to show how easy it is to get recommendations from the Office of Incentives for customers? Alright, we'll go ahead and get a clean sheet of paper out. Now, most of you will need 2 or 3 sheets. Now, somebody starts training us and asking me, can I recommend more people to I'm a few friends who are looking for jobs. Are y'all still interviewing? I didn't want to ask me that. Like, I didn't really give you an incentive, right? Now, has anyone ever heard of someone who did anything for recommending someone for like a gym, like 3 months membership, or for an apartment for 3 months rent, or something like that? Well, what if I said the person who writes down the most names and numbers of the people they were going to recommend for the job? I was going to give you a new brand new Mercedes today. Well, I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to hook you up really tight here. You see, I'm going to hook you up a little bit. You see, I pay a lot of advertising. And instead of paying monster jobs or any other advertising source, I'd much rather pay you. See, one of the reasons we have so many people that already know, so many people that already know people on our team. See, one of the reasons we have so many people that already know people on our team is because everyone likes to friends because they know how great and how nice it is. So they want to share with people around. Plus, it's kind of fun people already have, it's kind of fun people already have a team for team meetings, payouts, and people like that. And we do it just right. I myself have 2 friends who are so I'm gonna lie here. You will get 500 credit for every message. That's pretty cool, right? Well, I'm like, I'm gonna do credit. I'm not gonna give you $1,000 credit. That's a contest. Hey, now don't start writing it, Johnny. I'm gonna hook you guys up a little bit as well. We're on the spot contest. This will be time. I want you to go as quickly as possible. And make sure you remember that if you have the first name and 50 equals double credit for 1 day. 50 double credit once. 1 day you can count as double credit for free fast. So 1 day I actually will actually pass $2,000 towards the fast price. Which every day is hard to let's say 100. So double credit 2, which you get double credit for 12 days. This second goes to towards your fast grand days means you would have already won the top person at 150, free credit. The highest person at 150, you have free credit. Something you can't win that's your fast. So I guess I'll try. This mission is right here. You guys remember that right with the interview? Well, I'm sure everybody talks about it. Alright. On your mark, set, no talking. Are you ready? Go. Okay. So, and then get it?
Okay, so if you get 50, that's double credit. Now, 50 is 1 day this weekend to count as double credit with your class. So, $1,000.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right after the actually count as 2,000 whichever day your first weekend, it's like your names. This is double credit too. So basically you get double credit for both days. This weekend you go to your software conference. So 2 grand days means you're going to have one
Right.
and so the top person of 150 the highest person of 150 can get free calculations. It's something you can't win. So
Yeah.
okay, so on your mark, set, go. Oh wait, on your mark, set, no talking, go. Okay, so John, do you want me to explain this more easier? Like so that you don't have to write them all down?
Alright, go to your app store and download Vector Personal Recruit. And then upload Facebook contact for, right. So you can actually upload your Facebook contact first. You have an iPhone, and then go to Android, and then go to the app, and then go through write down all the Facebook content that show up in your contact. I usually do my contact
Yeah. $1,000? Yeah. You did it last Yeah.
And so it's like nutritional drugs, and then yeah, and like I was doing RV, and now like they said that
Now, do you want me to show how easy it is to make recommendations when you offer things to the customers? Go ahead and get out a clean paper. Most of you will need 2 or 3 sheets. Now, some of you that are training have been asking me, can I recommend more people to the position? I have a few friends that are looking for a job. Are you still interviewing? Why didn't more of you ask me that? I didn't really give any incentives, right? Now, if anyone ever knows anyone recommending someone to like a gym or a 3-month membership or like an appointment for a 3-month friend or like that, well, what if I said I looked at the numbers of the people that were going to recommend the job? I was going to give a brand new Mercedes. Well, I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to hook you up a little bit. You see, I paid for all the advertising, and instead of paying for one job or any other advertising source, I would rather hook you up. See, one of the reasons we have so many people that are rating no people are saying is because everyone likes to recommend their friends. They know how great of an opportunity it is. So they want to share it with the people around them. So it's fun when people already have friends or teams, or team meetings, payouts that we do at different restaurants, and 40 events, etc. Now, we cannot promise everyone positions, but we can do is promise him or her an interview. I myself had 2 friends that recommended me to the position, and then I recommended over 100 people. And 10 of them actually got the job, and I had a chance to work with them, and that was pretty cool. So I'm going to allow you to recommend as many people as you want. This is how it works. The ones that do get the position, you will get a 500 credit towards your class or content. Now, so let's do you recommend 100 and 500 get the position. There will be an extra $2,500 credit to your class or content. That's pretty cool, right? Well, I'm lying to you. I'm not going to give you a $500 credit. I'm actually going to give you a $1,000 credit towards your class or content. So now, don't start writing yet. I'm going to hook you guys up a little bit with this. As well as this video and this podcast, this will be time. I'm going to go as quickly as possible. Make sure you number them. Just have to put first name and phone number. What about, like, you do both, or you, like, take each other? But, oh, if you get to 50, and if you get to 100. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, cool. If you get the 50, you get double credit one. So I'm gonna use the 50 PR to get that. And you get the and other credit 150. No, he doesn't. I don't know. I was paying the reception.
Hey, did you hear him talk about a free peeler in there? What did he say that for? 'Cause that's not right. Do you know which level that was?
So that's the 150. They're like the top person gets the free peeler. Is that what it does? Because the 150 top person gets free cocktail. So he doesn't mention what it is.
No, I want
That's pretty cool, right?
Let me show you. Owls nowadays counts as 2K towards your fast start. Whichever day this weekend is bigger, we're actually be double. Okay? So if it's a 1,200-hour day,
Hang on,
it'll
I'm
count
sorry.
as 2,400 for the fast start.
I really hope you guys are
Fishing solution to it. So we do a fishing solution.
But don't they get that in the faster prices? Because you mentioned something about.
yeah, but it's like you get
Okay, no, because here what it says is. Yeah,
everyone loves it.
on your mark. Yeah,
You guys remember how bad it is, right?
And then, to make it clear, you're about to keep going, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go walk through the approach altogether.
Okay, perfect. It's like I know you say that. It's like everyone starts on paper and then you don't want to write them down, right? Download the app. Kind of do it that way.
Yeah. All right, guys, grab a seat. Let's walk through this real quick. So if you guys can pull out the approach so we can walk through here. So one thing he mentioned in the audio that I don't know if you wrote down, which is not in the paper, he does in the audio, he does give 150 for everyone over 150. Every single person is a free peeler automatically, and the top person over 150 is the free random piece of Cutco or fishing knife or whatever it is. So that's what he does, which I like. I like that we're not spending a whole ton of money, and peelers are $5, so it's worth you getting 150 PR names and spending $5. So if you guys can start from the beginning. So this is where we plug in, and so veterans, like the stuff that we were talking about. So you're like, so now. So we're going to show you how easy it is to get recommendations when you offer some incentive to the customer. You're like, all right, so pull out a clean sheet of paper. By the way, I actually have pre-made sheets, which I'm going to post up on our sheet that has for 160. So I give them that, and I'm like, and if they fit, I give them another one. But most of the guys who are getting over 160 are the ones that are going to end up using the app anyway and uploading the other, 200 something people or 300 people or whatever it is. But I do have sheets that I made with 160. Because I found whatever we did, like people usually filled out the front no matter what, so then that was giving us at least 80 or they get to 100. We were just averaging higher. So anyway, so I just give them the sheet and I say, hey, pass this around. I'm like, don't write anything down. Just put your name at the top of it. It has like their nickname, where they went to school, fun facts about them. I'm like, don't write anything else. Now, you good?
Yes.
Okay. So now we say, so now some of you throughout training have been asking me, hey, can I recommend some more people to the position? I have a few friends that are looking for a job. Are you all still interviewing? Why didn't more of you ask me that, right? And you're like, I didn't really give you an incentive, right? And that's where I would add for those who are veterans, and I'm gonna readjust this because there's like 3 approaches that are being tested. We all get a crap ton of PRs, but just kind of keeping it simple. And I like the simplicity of this, but there's a couple little plugs where there'd be like, and I just found there's a couple of different reasons why people don't recommend people, so. Then you can keep going through there, but that's where we can also mention, besides the incentive, it's like they make you look bad, or they already have a job, or it's just a really weird job to explain to people. Like those are big reasons people don't recommend people to the job, is that they either have a job already, they have a hard time explaining it, everyone's making fun of them about the job they have, you know, no one wants to do the knife job, or they, excuse me, what did I just like said beforehand? So they,
job, I have trouble explaining it. And they don't want to make their friends look bad. Like they don't want
they don't want to look bad because of whatever X, Y, and Z about their friend. So these are things that we want to pop those fear bubbles, because we want them to recommend people that already have a job, because they can do this part-time around it, and they might even quit their other jobs like I did and end up doing this fuller, you know? We want them to recommend their friends that don't need money. That's another one that like I want, is I want their loaded friends who don't need money, who can do this for experience and to hook up their resume. So I want to plug that in there. So just think about, what are the reasons somebody wouldn't give you people? So that's what I want to put a couple things up here, because then we'll adjust. Can I erase this, or do you guys still need this? Okay. So reasons people don't recommend friends. Tell me right now. Weird job, right? I don't even know how to spell weird. Is it I-E-E-I? So weird job. What else? Have job. Don't need money.
Too busy.
All right. Too busy with what?
if they think their friends are too busy.
Because they have another job? Because they play
That's
sports?
school, because they're traveling so much. A lot of
All right, so let's say crazy schedule.
Your friends who say like that's not my thing. Yeah, they're too cool.
Yeah.
Weird job. That goes under weird job.
Or like or sales. They say sales in their thing. Like, oh, you're good at sales. I feel like sales when you can sell something normal.
We can, yeah, but it's like different. I don't want to do it. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll put not qualified / shady.
But I also get people who are like, I mean, they're in that mid-range, but they're not completely sold in the position, and they're here because you had a day 2 PBI with them and you got the training. They won't keep it on there. Or,
Yeah, I don't think we need to handle that in terms of the group, but I'm trying to think, what are fear bubbles that we want to handle so they give us more people? So these are, so they already have a job, weird job, don't need money, crazy schedule, not qualified. What else?
Prejudging.
All right, prejudging, and that would go under, or whatever. This is all going to say like, they're prejudging their friends.
Because we know they're racist.
Huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so like all this, I'm going to put look bad, make me look bad. Cool? Whatever it is, it goes into the bin of I don't want them to make me look bad. So they're either lazy, they're kind of sketchy, they're, not that quality, whatever it is. Those are reasons I wouldn't want to recommend. I just don't want them to make me look bad. So they don't want to be associated with them. That's a big thing, all right?
Excuses like don't have a car. Well, that's not an excuse for it.
Yeah, I think this is a good list. It's not, we don't hit a million things, but this is where, and then here, the other thing he says is no incentive, right? So we say when people have incentive to do something, they do more of it. So no incentive. Like my guys had no PRs, and then Wednesday I said anyone who gets 5 of their PR sets today automatically $20. Magical PRs appeared from everywhere. We set up 74 PRs, and everyone was working really hard, and somehow they were getting answers all of a sudden. They were getting responses. Because why? There was incentive, and they were excited for cash, money, and they were plugging away, sending out messages, which I've been asking them to do, but they finally freaking did it because there was incentive to it. So whatever it is. So these are definitely factors. So making sure, and that's where we're gonna use this and with the managers as a skeleton in there, but just touching on those things really quick. And one of the things like that we plant seeds on, and we'll go through, is just making sure that, some people, this is an extra thing that I know we do in Miami, and I talk to all the managers about, and you heard Mary Lou talking about it, and just in terms of like experience being a team builder, whatever, like making sure always, what's in it for them. So, and that would be from the team builder status, resume stuff, and then the levels or, prizes with Cutco, like fast start prizes, and then levels and the cruise, whatever's in it for them. And also planning, 2 reasons we select. And I add this, when I talk about two reasons we select, it goes directly with this, with not looking bad. Some people, we select them because of what they can add. like to our team, and then some people we give them an opportunity because other people might not. And you just never know what you can do for someone, you know. So that's a cultural thing in my office. So when people talk about PRs, like, you always hear people talking about that because that's all they hear. It's just like, hey, some people like we select them because of what they can bring to the table, and then other people like we want to give them a shot, you know, or someone might not. So you never know what you can do for them. You never know how you can turn the tables for them, you know. And they're all just like they feel really good about that. So and whenever you're sharing stories, which this doesn't have many stories tied in, but I know some of you guys have seen other approaches. If you go online, I mean, you can watch Buddies, you can watch Hina's, you can watch Andrew's, you can listen to Melissa, you can listen to Jacob, you can listen to myself, and like you're gonna hear a lot of different, you know, stories intertwined in there, and it's like their stories, so the stories will change. Like he says, oh, I recommended my friends, I got to work with all of them, like that's his experience, where you might have different stories, different experience. You're gonna personalize this more to you or what you've seen around you, but just, you know, sharing for myself, like no one for me, and when you hear it, like no one recommended me to the job. Like I had friends who did this for several years, but no one recommended me because I had 2 other jobs. I was in honors college and I played volleyball, so I was very busy and they didn't think I needed a job. And I was like, how many people know someone who has a job but they hate their job? You know, someone who has a job but they're still always broke. Yeah, like definitely. You never know, and this could be something they love, like I did, and they end up leaving their other jobs. You know, another reason people don't recommend, and this can be rapid fire. They don't need to be long stories. I tell a lot of long stories, but like I'm getting rid of all that. We can't, especially with the training how it is now. It's just like get to the point with the story. But you know, how quickly can you hit these things? So these are reasons people don't recommend. So as we're going through that, and it's like if I gave you a Porsche, who recommended the most? Would you guys recommend it? Yeah, you'd probably find some people, right? All right, cool. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to give you a Porsche, but I'm going to hook you up a little. And you know, let me show you how I pay for the advertising. So talking about, you know, everything we spend money with. So again, I say the same thing in mine. Mine's just way drawn out more than it needs to be. But just talking about how we spend money a lot of other places, we'd rather give it back to our people. And so that's where we'd rather funnel it back and give them that gift. So we talk about that with them. And then you guys go through, he tells some personal stories in there, and then just announce the contest and how it is. And always, and what he did, I've done for years, is hey, no writing yet. No one's doing it. And they're like, oh. Then all of a sudden everybody perks up, and I'm like, no writing yet. I'm like, when I say go, it needs to be an even contest because the person who has the most is going to get a free fishing knife. So we want to make sure it's an even contest. And they're like, all right, ready, set, go. You know, and then they start writing. And once they start writing, and even before we start writing something, I incorporate it into my approach, which I would recommend, because whether they're doing handwritten or the app, for sure for the app, you need to do it first, is you have to download Facebook first. Because if you do the app first and then sync the Facebook contacts, all right, it's not gonna upload those into the app. Like you have to sync the contacts first and then download the app so that you can maximize the contacts that you have. Now, not everyone has their phone number, but like I do, like some people have their phone number on Facebook. So whatever numbers are listed on Facebook when they sync their contacts are gonna show up in their phone, and those will upload on the app.
Oh, so they sync their FB contacts and then
download the app. If it's done the opposite way, you don't maximize.
That's genius.
no, it didn't work.
All right. Yep, it won't do it. So you have to sync the contacts first, then do the app. So even before I've talked about the app, I'll mention to them when I'm going to them, like, hey guys, before you start writing, real quick, let me give you a quick tip. Who wants more people? Be like, this helps God. I'll get an additional like 75 numbers, by the way, like another 200 emails through doing this. But if you guys go right now, and I just pull up my phone, and I'm like, if you go right now, everyone who has a smartphone, go to settings. All right, and I just do it with them. Like, go to settings. I'm like, I'm giving you a quick cheat. This is going to give you an extra level or 2 in this contest. I'm like, go to Facebook. All right, log in. If you're not logged in, I wasn't logged in initially. Then I'm about to put sync contacts and let it start syncing. And anyone who has their number listed on Facebook, that's going to show up in your phone in the next 2 minutes. Cool? So you're welcome. But that's an extra thing that you guys have. So I do that right at the end of my approach before I've explained, before I say, hey, we're going to start writing now, right? So I'm like, so these are the levels. Hey, who here would want to have an extra, possible 50, 75 or more contacts? Be like, well, some of you guys have 500, 1,000, some crazy amount of friends. Something you can do is sync your contacts, and even newer ones going to sync in. And anyone who has their number listed, and it's not going to be everybody. Not everyone lists their number. It's a small percent. But anyone who does have it listed, like I do, it's going to show up. So here's what you do. Pull out your phone real quick, and I walk them through that. I'm like, everyone got that? All right, so while it's syncing. So again, these are the levels, is whatever. As soon as you're done, and I set the stage of, hey, as soon as we're done, as soon as you're done writing, then you just sit there and memorize your page 15. Memorize your recommendations. As soon as you're done, work quietly. You're either studying or you're writing. All right, no talking during this time at all. It's going to be a quiet contest. Everyone ready? All right, no writing. Okay, all right, ready, set, go. and then they start writing. Once they're going through there, then I'm like, hey, for anyone who did have a smartphone, if you and I might approach the first or second person, so they do it first. I just kind of feel the room out. I don't want to ruin it if other people don't have the phones. I'm just kind of keeping a lookout. But if it's pretty good, like this class, most of them had smartphones, and I said, hey, by the way, if you don't want to handwrite, I said none of our top guys have handwritten because they usually submit 300, 400 people. So what am I doing by saying that? Planting seeds for a lot of names. Exactly. It's normal to upload 300, 400. I'm like, they're not going to handwrite 300 plus people. So our top people always just submit it through the app. And so here's what you do. You guys already did your Facebook. If you didn't, you need to do that first, because if you don't sync to Facebook, you're going to miss out on an additional 50 to 75, potentially more. Some of you guys even more. Then you want to download the Back to Your Personal Recruit app. It's free. Then so while they're writing, I write it on the board, the steps of it. So that's what you guys saw is when I was going through it on the board. But I write it on the board and I walk through. I'm like, and then you'll put in your rep number. And then when you're done, you need to show it to me so I can see how many uploaded, so I can write it down for the contest. Sounds good? And I explain to them, I'm like, hey, by the way, when you go in the app, you guys might have like Big Bootylicious, like listed in your phone. And so that'll show up. You can actually edit the name and put their actual name, because I don't want you to submit, hey, call Big Bootylicious for me, all right? So you can change the name. And by the way, when you change the name in the app, it's not going to change the name in your phone. It just changes it in the app. And that way I don't get some weird names coming through. Sounds good? So star your top people. Star your top people in the app. Change names of any inappropriate. If it's appropriate nickname that it's okay, I call them, just leave it. As long as it's not inappropriate. If it's inappropriate, change it. That way it's not awkward for them or me. Sounds good? All right, cool. As I go through there. There's some you're like, ooh. But anyway, so that's, so comments and or questions, so we could wrap this portion up.
Question, is there any way you can reactivate that app?
I'm not sure. I'm not techie at all. I'm learning to get comfortable utilizing technology.
You can?
So can you close it down?
Can you sync your contacts with like an old phone? Because I don't want 1,000 contacts on this phone. Can I like do it with an old phone from Facebook?
I mean, I've seen people do it on a different, like one of my guys downloaded the app on his girlfriend's phone and uploaded her phone. Whatever phone you do it on, it'll upload that
Well,
phone.
it doesn't have like a service. If it's like the phone.
It works.
I have 2 phones right now. I have one that doesn't have service, and then I'm getting one that does. So if you have one that doesn't have service, you can just download it off of Wi-Fi. Okay.
You're grabbing my sister's phone and sticking for me.
Okay.
I'm telling her one day.
Any other comments or questions? Feeling good?
Something that I had trouble with was, like the instructions was location. Because I had someone that I got on Facebook and I met her in student council and I only hung out with her for 1 week. And so she was living in Port Lavaca, so most of her people were from around there and far away, and we were in Houston, so it was kind of hard doing that. So I don't know if there was any tips with location and stuff like that.
No, I just say, I mean, they'd come in for the interview, selected they can work closer to home.
If you, because half the people I go to school with that live in Atlanta, in Tennessee, and Alabama,
Mm-hmm.
what could you recommend them to branches that are there and that they still?
For the Southwest contest, for the trip, only if they're in the Southwest region will they count. If you recommend people in other areas, I'm sure that manager will give you some kind of incentive to say thank you. For me, if you recommend people to me to Miami and you're here and our regions don't coincide, the contest doesn't go, you don't get credit, I'm gonna give you compensation, whether it's $50 or whatever, to say thank you. Percentage, I'll do something for $30. I don't know, depends on the person. Were you saying something?
What, just so they know, what would be, what should they be shooting for as far as name of, the number per head of names they should collect?
80 plus.
80 plus.
What's your average, Melissa? 1, 2, 3.
I never really used the app. They just
Just handwriting. Do you know what your average was? 80 plus. If everyone's using the app, it should be over 100. But I do mostly
Yeah,
handwriting.
my PR, I didn't have a PR card in my average was 100, but everyone had 100. I was like, hey, I'm going to Which is into that.
It could be that easy. All right, cool. So let's go through some last things here, so then we can wrap up. So we're not going to take the whole time, but I do want to spend the next 20 minutes or so, however long it takes us, to walk through real quick the objectives of each talk in day 3. So I want to walk through the objectives, and then I'm going to have MBR wrap us up. Sounds good? And I need, especially from you guys, just if you guys can help me with this, just what's the objective here? I mean, I know the objectives, but just going through there. So we kick off the day. So contracts, things you want to make sure to hit on. So contracts and phone jam. Any things that we need to make sure we're hitting objectives in that process. Contacts and phone jam. Anyone? Most of these guys haven't learned day 3 yet, so. Check their schedule. Write this down. These are during that time. You need to check their schedule. All right, day 3 PCs. Are they with the right people? Make sure they're seeing the right people. Cancel demos, add demos, move stuff around how you need to. This is very important to productivity. If you don't check their schedule, by the way, you might have checked it during the day 2 PC. You might have talked to them that night. Somehow they still mess it all up. So we need to make sure on day 3 during that contracts and phone jam time, we're driving demos, then booking up more of the right people. So the first people I always meet with, by the way, once we kick off, are going to be my lower end kids, because I don't want them going on a rant where they just set up 10 more unqualified people. So I want to check who their people are with. So when we kick off, before we kick off the phone calls, we have a day 3 like welcome sheet. I don't know if you guys have that, where they come in and it says, you know, it's graduation day, whatever. Kathy set aside time this morning for you to make calls and set up some more appointments. And then it has Saturday, Sunday, Monday, so they can put like the name and time of the appointments that they book up. So when I walk them through that, okay, by the way, guys, something that's easy for me is in your manuals, is if you guys can make a note on your manual next to their name. Are they a MAC? Are they MAC? Or are they MC? Or are they AC? Maybe you had an exception or two you want to talk to me about. Make sure to like put next to their name. Like, are they MAC? Most of them should be MACs, but I know some of you guys have some other people that are not. Maybe you have your parents who don't own a home and they're an MA or whatever. You know, just put next to the name whatever it is. So that way when I meet with you, I can look at it real quick. We can look at your schedule, make sure you're set up for success. Sounds good? All right, great. So now they spread out, and I'll grab, the 2 at a time or 1, depending on the size of the class, and I'll grab them. Hey, how are we looking here? So who here's not a MAC? That's my question always. I don't say who is a MAC, because most of the time, guess what they say? All of them, they're all. Oh, so they're married. Well, they're not. They don't have a house. Well, they're not a MAC. They're a MAC. Like, what do you like? Oh, they're a MAC, but they don't have a house. Well, then they're not a MAC. Like, what did you not get about that? M stands for married. A stands for average age. C is for cost of good, right? You're not gonna say that to them, but I'm just like, right? So, hey, who here's not a MAC? Like, you make it almost like it's okay, so they actually tell you. So I'm like, hey, who here's not a MAC? I'm like, oh, well, they're not. But like, I'm like, oh, okay. And who else is not? Okay. All right, cool. Wait, tell me about them. Who's that? And why do you have this? And who's that? And, and I always tell them, I say, look, I give everyone 1 or 2 exceptions in their first weekend, depending on, who it is. Maybe it's mom or whatever it is. But I want to make sure that whoever you're seeing, besides mom, you want to show mom what the heck you're doing so you can help you get more people. But besides mom, anybody else, if you don't know 1,000% for sure they're going to buy. By the way, you only get 1 or 2 of them. So it's not like everyone you think is going to buy, you're going to see, even if they're not qualified. You get 1 or 2 exceptions. And make that exception someone that you're 1,000% sure is going to buy. All right. Now, if they're a MAC, I don't care if you think they're going to buy or not. They're our best customers, and you want to see them all, because even if they don't buy, they're leading you to the right people. Okay. Now, if they're a MAC, if they're not a MAC customer, I would only see them if I'm you. If I know 1,000% they're going to buy. Is that person? Sometimes like, yeah. Most of the time they go, oh, I don't know. I'm like, well, I would definitely wait till after Monday. And they're like, oh, okay. I'm like, I would definitely wait till after Monday, because what will happen is I'm going to teach you some great stuff in advanced training. I always see someone, this happens to them. And I'd hate for you to be that person that you're like kicking yourself in the butt because you set it up, right? And you go see them, and then you come and you're not going to have a sale, all right? Or you have a small sale. And then you come on Monday and I teach you some freaking great stuff. And then you're like, oh man, Melissa, if I would have known that, I would have totally. So, and I'm like, yeah, I know. That's why I told you to wait. I'm like, I just haven't taught you how to shoot those shots yet. So it's going to be harder. but once you learn how to shoot them, it'll be a lot easier, you know. And they're like, oh, okay. So that's an analogy I always use with my guys, is a basketball analogy, and it's like old school from when I was in training. But I'm like, if you learn how to play sport, I'm like, I haven't taught you yet, you know. So let's get your layups down first. Those are your easy shots, and then we'll keep going further and further away from the basket. But just go one step at a time. I'm like, can you trust me? I'm like, if you can let me coach you, I'm like, anyone I've ever coached who's done this the right way has seen success. And I'm like, so just call them and just say, oh, I didn't realize I have like 2 more training seminars this week or a couple more trainings this week. Is it cool, Auntie, if I call you for next week or not, you know, sometime? And don't you feel like once you have some more experience, you'll definitely be able to maximize that sale. And again, what's in it for them? And when you have that conversation, I remember pre-coaching, me personally, how I butchered those conversations and got into like some crap with some reps, man, where they were like, oh, well, you know, now you're not even gonna let me see anyone, and and like this is all like crap, and you said you pay us to see, you know, we have a qualified present, you know, we have a guaranteed pay, but then you won't let me even see anybody, so this is all a big like crap. Like they're just going off because or I'd be like, no, you can't see this person. You can't see this person. No, you can't see this person yet. Like, what do you mean? You said in the interview over 25 or over 30 and work full time. They are. Yeah, they're not married. Yeah, they don't own a house, but they work full time. And it was like not good. So versus that, it just turned into like, hey, look, hey, if I'm you, be like, I'm going to teach you some stuff on Monday. I'm like, I'm just letting you know. I have people come to that. And there's always that person who like, tried to do those people in the weekend when they weren't ready and be like, the fact is, the only skills I've given you so far yesterday and today are to help you get the easy shots. Cool. That's all I've taught you so far. It's too much if I try to teach you everything at one time. Monday, I'm going to teach you some stuff that's going to help you with those closer shots. And it's going to help you sink those in. Wednesday, I'm going to teach you some, and we're going to go further and further away from the basket. By the end of you'll be shooting all over the court, but you got to go one step at a time. Because if you're trying to shoot threes when you don't even know how to dribble the ball yet, you're gonna hate the game, you know. And so you're just gonna be airballing, or as Drew says, you're gonna be talking yourself off the ledge, you know, or whatever it is. So, so if you want to do this job the right way, just wait till I teach you. You're planning on working here more than a week, right? All right, cool. So wait for those. So when I teach you how to shoot them, you can go out and nail most of those shots. Or you're gonna have a much higher chance of making them once I've actually taught you. And you're like, oh, okay. So it makes sense. And by the way, they'll reschedule like all their appointments, and they feel good about it. They're not fighting with you. And I'm just telling you, it's completely different because I've been in both sides of it, and having that conversation properly, and they're very open to it. And like, oh, okay. So you're setting them up with the right people. It's like, hey, how many more max do you have that you didn't reach last night? All right. Or you haven't called yet. All right, cool. Hey, can we call through those real quick? Right now is an awesome time to reach people Saturday morning. Once you're done calling through those, come see me because I have paperwork. I want to make sure you get your contract done, and then I'll get your role playing. Sounds good? Why am I doing that? Why do I tell them to do that? What did I just do with them? Because I know everyone, I know we're losing this. We're good. I made a plan so that they're not going off and calling every random person on their list. So again, how many max do you have that you didn't reach or you haven't called yet? Cool. Hey, let's call those. And then once you're done calling those, hey, come back to me so we can finish your paperwork, whatever. And so I'm keeping it under control. I don't want them going off and booking a bunch of random appointments with random people. All right. So like, oh, okay. I'm like, then come see me and then I'll get your role playing. So that way you're regulating what's happening, and you don't have on Monday, they're like, here, Matt, and they turn in like an 0 for 20 because they were doing all unqualified appointments or 10 people in a house at one time or going from like each store in the apartment complex or some random stuff, you know? And that'll happen if you don't take care of it the right way. Everyone good? So during that time of phone jam and contracts, you're checking people, making sure they're set up for success, moving schedules around as needed, and making sure they're calling any other MAC customers they haven't reached or haven't called yet. Everyone good? All right. So that's really, really important. Then we explain the contracts, go through sample kits and sample kit rules. And I'll give you guys, I'll post up Drew's talk on sample kits. It's great. But you want to make sure you're just setting the stage for this is mine, don't steal it. Also creating more sales, you know, making sure they're turning in an order per week, and also creating a desire for them to buy it as soon as possible without being like, you need to buy your stuff. It's like, hey, once you've made your first, like, I don't want you spending money until you're making money, but most people, once they get their first nice check, they buy it. That's yours forever. It's 75% off. It's pretty sick. All right. So through that, any other things? Are you guys? It's all pretty simple. PDI sheets, PDI rules. That's important. Just setting the stage for communication. And that's going to be different for everyone. If you're using Ava, right now I'm using What PDI. You might just be using Sheets. But just making sure that your people are excited to want to talk to you. So I think about You know, are there examples of how people have succeeded because they've communicated with you? Success stories of people calling in from demos and what happened with them. Success stories of people calling in the morning, you know, coaching calls that you had and what they were able to create that day, and creating a grand day from scratch, or just anything that's inspiring or exciting where they're like, ooh, I want to call in to see like how they can help me. So finding those stories out from people. But you guys want to watch the PDI section, and this is on Vector Connect. So I would watch live Drew's, and we're gonna watch it here, but I'm gonna put that as an assignment. You guys want to watch the PDI rules, okay, from Drew Frank, so you can get a good feel of that, all right? Then Blue Book, just kind of what goes where. That's just the walkthrough. Demo walkthrough goes in more detail, but the Blue Book is just, do they have everything in there? So that's 5 minutes. Then we go through dropping down. This is another section that you guys want to watch. There's a lot that's created in this section because with expectations and with them getting comfortable with hearing no. Also, doing this process properly, you're able to really get them comfortable with how to find your customer's comfort zone and really ingraining that every no is one no closer to a yes. And so when they hear a no, do they get completely disheveled? Do they shut down? Or are they like, oh, okay, well, hey, no worries. And in their head, like, all right, we're one no closer, you know? Like, how are they feeling as they're going through that process? When somebody says, I can't do anything today, are they like, oh man, they can't do anything today? Or are they thinking in their head, oh, we just haven't found what they're comfortable with yet? And do they really understand that? You know, because closing a sale is finding your customer's comfort zone. You know, when a customer says, can I just buy pieces? It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to buy pieces. It just means they might not want to get everything all today. So making them comfortable with like, oh yeah, some people like to pick out their favorite pieces and customize their own set. You know, we have some pre-made sets, Auntie, that are such an awesome deal. They're actually discounted. They come with a storage unit. You have the right tool for the right job, and they come with free stuff. So it's really whatever you prefer. But is it cool if I show you some of the smaller stuff real quick? You might see something you like. Those of you who watch I'm going to be running a workshop at 5 p.m. Central Time on Sunday. So if you guys want to watch it, it's going to be live streamed here. You can also, if you're away, you can watch it live stream on YouTube. But I'm going to be running that in at my Miami office and walking through, like really dropping down and dropping back up with customers. There's a lot of really great nuances and just getting really comfortable with that. And the amount of sales that can come from that when you're really doing that the right way, it's huge. You know, and that's something I'm really excited for.
Will that be recorded?
That's the same thing I'm working on.
Yeah. So anything I live stream, it's going to be on my YouTube channel. Cool. So you guys can watch it later. So you can watch it live on the spot, because then you can ask questions, or if not, you just watch it later. So that going through drop down. So I'm going to be giving tips on that on Sunday. You guys are going to hear a lot of that I give to the trainees. Gifts and accessories, ultimate and signature. I would watch that live, by the way. There's a lot of great stuff that you'll get from it. From watching Drew do that or Danny do that, Fellman, and their stuff is on the videos. We all do very similar things, so you can just watch the video there. That's easy, all right? Then we've got PR program, which we just went through the PR approach, just walking through. So we're getting big PR collection. So you'd go through and do your PR approach and then give them time to write, spark some competition with that, use the app, and as soon as they're done, you know, can they make 5 calls and book up 1 more demo? Who are those Macs that were calling them back earlier that never picked up at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. but called them back at 11 and they weren't able to pick up? Can they call those back and get those appointments set up? So that's what's happening there. Then you've got virtual demo and just giving tips. And guys, all you're doing is in the manual. You're just walking through the tips that are in the manual and letting them know, here's how you do it. Here's what you do. Just have fun, be excited. It's the same demo, So making sure that we do that. And then any add-ons from guys who have ran offices already with any of this? We're feeling good?
Just make sure that they're done consistent.
Yes, actually, make a note of this. During PRs, while they're doing PRs, that's the time that you can make sure, are all the contracts closed? Was everybody, ideally you did it earlier, but there's always an issue with someone. So, or 17-year-old paper, 17-year-old contracts done, and then they sign the other one. PRs need to be matched to the right person, even at paying 0% in order to close it. You have to make sure they're matched to the right person. And then you need to make sure that advanced training was set up, because if the advanced training wasn't set up, you can't close out the training. So you can make sure to close it. You want to close it, that way they appear in the system, whether in AVA, WebPDI, whatever. So you want to make sure you close that training as soon as possible, so that's all taken care of before anybody leaves. You don't want to give sample kits away if you haven't closed out the training. So during the PR is when I usually do that. It's when I also transfer my demos into my tracker, so I know like what demos we have and we're tracking all the appointments that day. Even with Ava and everything, I'm still gonna have like an actual paper tracker just because I can see it and be like, oh, call this person, or we need to follow up with these people, and then just input everything into Ava. Then we have recommendations. So recommendations, we're gonna walk through this next time we're all together, but there's a lot of different ways. I'm gonna walk through, I teach very simple recommendations, and again, very similar. You can watch what Drew does. Drew actually, they use I don't know if you guys use they just have like a composition notebook they use, which is what I used when I was a rep, was like a notebook for recommendations. I use binders now, and I love the recommendation binders. Who here uses a notebook for your recommendations?
But I feel like now people teach more binder. It's more old school. Because I feel the new reps, they have binder.
I like the binder a lot, how we have it set up, like our binders. I like the notebook. I did that. That was what I grew up on. I have a bunch of notebooks. But I like the binder. I like the ones that have the little things that you can slide in, because I like that they can decorate the front, put their personal stuff on it. On the back, I like to have a coaching sheet. Mine has a coaching sheet in terms of what to say to a customer for yeses. So it says like, oh, let them know I'm a student at blank, or my name is blank, I'm a student at blank, get paid to show cut code, no obligation to buy. And so we have a coaching sheet on the back, and it says ask how you can get a free peeler. So they can use that with getting yeses from the customer. Inside, they have a brainstorming sheet. So No, I tell them to bring their own binder or bring $3. I buy them at Costco, and they come out to $2.50 each, so I make a 50-cent profit.
And then do you make the coaching sheet, or do you explain in training?
No, I have those. I have that pre-done. So let me show you real quick here, so you guys can see this. Where am I? Computer's acting up. So I make copies of these for them. Day 3.
And while you pull that out, something that's really, really important that I know we're kind of going through it is the gifts and accessories and ultimates and signatures. If you have the right people in training, that section is what's really going to teach you how to go big. Like, that's how you're going to pop signatures, ultimates, all first weekend, all day long. Because they don't really know what to do. But if you show them what they can get for free and they show it to their mom, they're going to get it. So that's a really, I use Danny Feldman, and that's something that he did really, really well.
Yeah, it's fantastic. For sure. Let's see here. So this is, I put this inside. Let me open this. I'm trying to find the coaching sheet. All right. I don't know where it is. So this here is a who do you know, and you can make your own, but they put this, it's dual-sided. So this right here, it says, who do you know that knows everybody, is super nice, loves to cook, has expensive taste, entertains a lot, loves to shop, just redid their kitchen, gives most to charity, owns a luxury car, owns her own business, loves to ski, owns a boat, goes to a country club. And it keeps going through all these like bad butt rap. And then on the back of it, Mary Lou and I made this map, and it says, help me sell in all 50 states. So it has this on the back of it. So this is like their thought jogger sheet in the front. So you have your binder. When you open it, this is dual-sided in a page protector, and then they flip it. I think I'm going to put the sponsorship there. The sponsorship I've always had in the book, in the blue book, because I like they show in the beginning, like, here's my goals, here's my sales goals, here's this, here's my sponsorship. I'll tell you about that later. And then later they pull out the sponsorship book. Oh, here's my sponsors, and they can flip through all the pages. And I like it in the binder. It doesn't need to be in page protectors. I just punched holes in it. But if someone for some reason was not a sponsor, that bad boy's not going to be in there. Everything I'm showing are triple sponsors, 5-time sponsors, anything that has a sponsor or more, which everyone ends up being pretty much when you're doing it the right way. It's like 1 out of 20 that's not when you're set up for success and you're asking the right way and you're showing the proof. So that's a whole other workshop and with leads and lead base that we can walk through that's killer. All right. But anyway, so back to here, all right? So we've got recommendations, so walking them through page 15 and 16 in your manual that has all the tips and thought joggers and brainstorm. So obviously that's their business. And a key phrase that I tell people as I transition into this section, I say, hey guys, you're going to sell a lot of Cutco, all right? But the most important thing is how many more nice people do you have to show it to? Everyone got that? So you're setting an expectation of like, we sell a lot, but most importantly, we want a lot of nice people to show it to. And they're like, all right, cool. Then you've got order writing and bonus points. A lot of sales created through that. You want to watch the video. I would watch Fellman. I would watch Drew as well. I'll do that part live next time, so you guys can watch that as well. But just that's also, you want to figure out yourself. They have a lot of good stuff, and so do I. They're all very similar. We're all very similar with that, but there's a lot of sales that are created there. First weekend specials. Then you go through demo walkthrough just to make sure, like, you know, the objectives, and that's, I go through objectives, like, what do we do when we get to the house? All right, cool. And it's kind of like a pop quiz as we go throughout. Make sure they know how to do all the cutting demonstrations. Give, you know, success as a choice, and just like getting them in the right mindset, getting them in the right state before they're leading, getting them focused, excited, and setting the frame for most of you, you're going to be right on the averages. 10% of you, it's going to be horrible. You're going to fall on your face. Everything's going to go wrong. It's exactly what's supposed to happen. And for 10%, everything's going to go amazing, ultimate, homemaker, signature, whatever. Don't get, you know, like, don't stop working. Like, don't get satisfied. Don't look around and compare yourself to others, but think, what could I do to take it higher? So just walking through that. So when you had that kid fall on his face the first day, it's like, dude, hey, look, hey, you were that 10%. The rest of the class is thanking you, dude. You took one for the team. And you're able to say that to them when you set it up the right way, you know? And they're like, oh. Be like, hey, no worries. You took them for the team. Everyone's going to thank you on Monday. And so you get a big group hug from everybody saying, dude, thanks for taking that one the first day. Don't even worry about it, all right? Because we already told them someone's going to have that day where everything goes wrong. And that's just part of it. That's part of what's going to happen today. And someone's going to have everything go great. And most of you, you're going to be right on the averages. So just stay focused on the actions, commit to the actions, take pride in your actions, all right? The results are going to vary, but you can always take pride in your actions. That's a very big thing that you want to instill in your representatives. And just for you guys to remember too, is that results will vary, but take pride in your actions, you know, and what you're doing. That's really important. And then lastly, for them, they meet with their team captains. I don't have that, but that's what they do over in their office. So that's just kind of a walkthrough, but you guys want to do definitely some self-study, some video watching. Obviously, the more knowledge you have, the more confident you're going to be, and the better you're going to be able to execute. So in terms of like, can you watch a video a week? I would be focusing on some of these day 3 videos and getting really comfortable with these in the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So when we see each other at year-end banquet, we're feeling good with the main day 3 talks. Sounds good? All right. So before we wrap up, I would like you to stand up and stretch your bums real quick. And I would like any thoughts or take like biggest, and we'll just go around real quick what you took most from today, whether for you it was getting refocused, whether there was a certain talk or something that hit you that you feel will help you. Just as we leave today and someone says, you just wasted your whole Friday. That's awesome. All right. What did you take from today? What did today do for you? Any takeaway that you had personally that can help you moving forward as we really look to build something huge in Houston and the surrounding areas and GCK. So go around. Biggest takeaway today. Top 1 to 3 things. Up to you. You can say one thing. You can say 2 or 3, but quick.
I just love always coming to these meetings. It's a lot of fun. Definitely focuses me, and I love the talks on PRs. That definitely really opened my eyes to how really important they are. So I'm ready for them this summer.
Awesome. And I apologize. So this here. So for you, cool. So just reconnecting with everybody, getting refocused, re-energized, and then PR talk was your biggest thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Getting feedback on PDI, getting to hear different opinions from everyone else, as well as how they do things.
Did you guys like doing that, by the way? Like doing the little small groups?
Yeah,
I think it's
like that. That's definitely puts in the spot.
Yeah, I just think it's good to exercise. You get much better at it, you know, because many people learn through trial and error. I'd rather have as much trial and error with us before you do it with the reps and kill off people or piss people off, right?
And then Mary Lou's entire talk over the PR program and the importance of PRs in our business. It's, when Jacob was saying the numbers, you really got an idea from how big PRs are in this business.
All right, cool.
So the one thing for sure when I went through this last year when I was preparing for my first branch, I wasn't really able to visualize much of anything because I just didn't understand what's like what, when, where, and things like that. Now it's the second time I'm going around getting ready to go for my veteran branch. I was really able to visualize it and things are actually hitting home. I took a lot of notes this time and I'm ready to implement this time.
Cool.
Right.
And biggest things that you feel you can implement into your business.
The PR talks, what Mary Lou went over, especially with the PR Rabbit focus and PRPCs, and that new PR, or I guess a PR collection approach for training. I'm really looking forward to that.
Well, I liked Eric Ward's little Ziploc bag thing about selling. And then I like the whole because it was a lot focused on PRs and how it really shapes your culture of your office, and I feel that that's like super important. And I also like Ben Jackson's approach on the name collections or the PRs. It's really big.
Well,
At the beginning, whenever you were talking about pay now and then play later, it was really good to get back into that mindset and stay focused, because like I had been there before, but then I felt like in school, like I would study so much and I'd be like, oh, some party, and then like I just that was good. I felt like you were like preaching to me. I was like, yes, right. I need to shut up. Yeah.
I just kind of felt like I got a lot more insight of like how everything works. I mean, I had an idea of it, but I mean, I feel like everything was just kind of laid out from like PRs to culture to PDI and like, you know, how to run your office and how to be efficient about it. And so, I mean, I've kind of like done research, but I feel a little bit, I feel like there's a lot more guidance and like I know what I need to study and just like study now so I can be prepared in summer. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
I've done so many different people's day 3 PR stuff that it's just, I like this one a lot more because it's more simplified, straight to the point, and that's just works with me and my personality. So I like it.
Mine was definitely getting refocused and back into things and having the motivation to what I'm about to go into and about to experience. And then Eric wants to talk about financial because I'm not good at it.
Cool.
I like the grasshopper thing. This is like, man, I need to be an ant. And I also like all the new stuff with PRs that I wasn't there like when I was district manager. Like all the Facebook stuff is really cool. And then a focus on planning, like not just having the number, but also having like the action steps that you need to get there. So a focus on that again too. So.
Jacob?
Really the Facebook stuff for me. You know, as a DM, I don't know if you guys as reps ever like, it's like 10 o'clock at night, and you're like, man, I wish I could make calls right now. You know, as a DM, like that 10 o'clock at night where you're just like pissed that you didn't do what you wanted to in your business that day, like kind of on Facebook. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, that's so easy. Like watching a movie. I've never heard some really smart people.
Well, now I actually have a PR talk that I can use.
Like, here's the app.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was-
That was a big thing. That was kind of lost. And then, by the way, just so you know, a lot of people, we get into the mindset that, oh yeah, I'll use opening May and figure it out. So that kind of that PR talk was one of those things that I didn't figure out before I opened. And when you open, it's too late. Like, you know what you know. You're not. I mean, you learn through what you do, but you don't have like, you don't sit and watch videos all day, kind of learning what am I gonna pick. I like this one. No, I like that one. No, you learn that now. When you open, you just execute. So I remember from last year, a lot of people were kind of like, I'm just gonna wait and open. Those were the people that are not in this room right now. So that's a big thing. And second, I didn't get to hear Jacob's talk because I was handling some other stuff in the office. But I saw the notes, and I didn't know that I did 180 this summer, and 140 was PR. But once I look at it, that's all I care about. So kind of like learning all the new ways. Like I didn't do phone switch. I did Red Ribbon, but not like a system that I had in place. Facebook and all that. Like imagine what I could do if I actually put those businesses in place.
Cool. Who's hiding over there?
That's Ashley.
Hi. Eric Ward's talk on tracking your finances, because I'm guilty as charged, literally. Definitely. Because I don't track my finances. I'm like, oh, I don't get the receipt. And then how important PRs are and how important it is to actually understand the PR program.
I think definitely the PR program, because I mean, I've given so many of my friends names and numbers, because I don't care. Like, they can make me look bad. I don't care about that. None of those objections apply to me. I send my contacts in, you know. So that definitely helps. But like something, I really don't like everyone looking at me. That's
We're
like
not
something
looking.
I know. I have public anxiety, and I know that's something that I need to work on. Oh gosh.
Everyone look at her.
No, please don't. I'm gonna have a heart attack. But like, if you follow and do every single thing that y'all are teaching us, you cannot fail. So you like can't even like do average. So
You can screw everything up, and if you have a good PR program and you have a lot of fun, you'll do really well. And there's our proof. No, seriously.
He was there. I didn't even understand him half the time. We submitted it.
I knew you were from his office.
Yeah, because like half of what the office saw, it was like from just me and a couple of friends from school, and one like
It was
we
all
PR from other one recommended another, then another, then another.
This was not
It was
all
just,
Kelly.
yeah, my private school.
This was a good day for me to refocus, and I like Eric Ward's speech.
Financial.
Yeah.
I definitely, the same thing. I gained a lot from Eric Ward's talk. Definitely about applying being a grasshopper or ant, not just with finances, but with everything. Like the PR approach is like every time that we see you, and even like on the coaching calls, like you tell us videos to watch. Like it's like taking that action, because we can listen to you all day and we can take notes and stuff, but if we don't actually review the notes, watch the videos, reach out to people, we won't gain anything. And so definitely listening to just that fable, like kind of actually putting that into real life.
Christian.
The PR and like all that, and also the financial speak or talk, and also that I don't like need like a lot of energy to like.
By the way, was that comforting? Was that comforting for you?
Yes.
Ben Jackson's one of the most boring human beings to listen to. Silver Cup champion.
That's good.
Yeah. Wasim.
My third time going through the program, and I think it's exciting to see like all together in the building. I'm so fired up about it. Me and Trick have been here for a long time, and something we talked about, we caught up a few weeks ago when we were talking about where it's heading and what we want it to look like. And I'm just so excited that we're building this. I know a lot of you personally, and I know what your core values are and who you are as people. And I've worked with a lot of people in the past that I didn't necessarily like that much, and I like pretty much everybody in this don't do it.
You're like yeah.
But no, I'm just kidding. What I was saying, I'm really excited because I know all of you are my workers. I know all of you are in it, not just for yourselves, but contributing to a bigger cause within you. And I know when you do that and you work together as a team, our division does some amazing freaking things. And that was without a pilot. We had the manager that ran an amazing division, but he didn't run an office. Now we have a manager who is in our office 3 times a year and does $1.5 million. So I'm excited about what we're building as a team. I'm okay with doing 100 hours a week every week in the summer to make it happen, or every week of the year next year to make it happen. I'm going to not probably when. But besides Kathy probably. But that being said, I'm just excited about what we're building, and I think the biggest thing I also got was the PR stuff we talked about earlier. But Eric's PR talk and Eric's financial was like I've heard him speak a lot of times with the grasshopper story. Like again, save more money. Like, you're running an office again. Save more money.
And guys, by the way, where this division's going, I'm letting you guys are in this room right now. You're in the best place you can be to go out and run a branch and have a chance for it. And I'm saying with all next year, all of us opening offices, and let's say 3 or 4 of you guys, you don't do the right things and you don't open your office, sucks for you. We're going to have some powerhouse organizations next summer. They're going to have development coming out of everywhere. And all of a sudden the next year, it's not going to be, 30, 40 people that are competing for 10, 15 spots or whatever it is. It's packed house. Like we're going to have, out of my office, my goal is to have 30, 40 people out of my office. Well, that's the whole, that can staff the whole division. This is, by the way, these are my management preps. I have 20 plus candidates. So these are my management preps in my office, just my office. And my goal, I know Melissa's gonna have a powerhouse. I know America's gonna have a powerhouse. I know Jacob's gonna have a powerhouse. I know Andres is gonna have a powerhouse. Freaking branch, he's putting out 4 offices. That's powerful. Obviously, things are, doing something right there. Wasim's gonna have a powerhouse. Bobby coming out, he's been working with, and all the new guys that are opening. The guys who are going out again, Caitlin and Francisco, they've already opened offices, so he knows, ready to go and tear it up. And even those of you guys who don't know what the heck you're doing, as long as you have fun and you PR people, you're going to have 3 to 5 development candidates or more coming out of your office. So if we average 5 per office and we have 25 offices this summer, that's 100 people. I will have way more than 5, and so will most of our pillars, okay? So I'd say 125 to 150 real candidates trying to compete for 15 branch spots. That's us at a max level, just so you know. And that's like going to Palestine and going to, stretching it. If we stretch, I'm just letting you guys know, GCK at maximum capacity has 15 branches. At maximum capacity. Got it? So there are a lot of people who are going to be competing for those spots, much more, because there'll be the 2nd time or the 3rd time branches that'll come through. All right. Some of you guys will want to go out again. You get first dibs. Then we'll have some of the head AMs who are currently going to be in our offices that'll have kind of next dibs. And then we'll have the new freaking studs that we developed from the summer. We're going to have some freaking beautiful teams because of all the PRs that we're going to have. So I'm just letting you guys know it's going to be a lot harder to earn a spot. All right. And for me, if someone didn't do the right, and it's nothing bad, but I'm just saying, you had a shot and you gave it up. I've got someone who's working harder. I know you've been here longer, but they're hungry, they're doing things, and you have a chance in front of you. Freaking take that thing and don't lose it. Don't lose it to someone else next year that you're competing more against. All right. So do the right things. This you could be, like I said, at 0 right now, like I was when I started, and go out and make something huge happen for yourself and for your organization. You could know nothing right now. You could go out and make something big happen. So to wrap us up, some final thoughts. MBR, someone that I'm so excited to work with. Javier. Yeah, heck yeah. And it's been, I didn't even know MBR before and the transformation that he's had. But I know from when I met him, this was just somebody that just really impressed me so much. And I heard different things. I spoke to him. He told me about things in the past and when you were in his office before, and just different things that, it's all part of his journey and his growth process. And I think it's incredible where he's at right now, the place he's at, and how all the things that have happened so far have put him in the position where he is, where I feel he'll be one of the most dominant new managers are going back out this summer that not just GCK is going to have, but one of the top in the nation. And I'm super excited to see he's hungry to succeed. He's hungry to give, has a huge heart. And I'm really excited to see what he goes out and makes happen. So ask him to wrap up our meeting and why he's excited for 2015. So,
That was a really nice introduction. I hope you don't mind. I'm new, so I'm gonna use my notes. Okay. Actually, I have a video that I wanted to show. Is that cool?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need the internet. Oh, is my collar sticking out? Thanks. It's okay. All right. So 2015. I just want to let everyone know it's the on the Chinese calendar. It's the year of the goat. So thank you, Caitlin, for bringing that up earlier.
I don't know the name of your video.
Oh, it's on my Google Drive.
It's not on YouTube?
No, it's on go to my Gmail real quick. So anyways, all right, so while I'm queuing that up, so Kathy kind of prefaced a little bit like some of the stuff that I've kind of the journey that I've gone on to be right here and speaking to this room. I'm actually really honored that I get to wrap up this meeting and talk to all these people who are probably way better skill set than I am, so I'm really humbled to be in this room with all these people. So basically I'm probably one of the, besides besides Kathy, probably like one of the oldest, longest person in Vector. I don't know, Jacob maybe. But like, yeah, I started in 2009 with the company. So before Vector, just to give you some history on myself, I just got done tearing out moldy walls from storm surge in Galveston after Hurricane Ike. And I was sleeping on like a concrete floor with day laborers and eating meals from Salvation Army trucks while I worked in Galveston for a couple weeks.